I know it was very confusing for me too, but don't worry, I am going to clear this up. Not all Latinos are Hispanic, not all Hispanics come from Central America, and not all Latinx are from Latin America. I am currently in Costa Rica and wanted to really figure out which of these demographics Costa Ricans fit into, and it got me to thinking that it's a very complicated concept. So I'm going to break this down from the Costa Rican perspective. Hispanics are people who speak Spanish. Latin America refers to any country within the Americas that speak any of the Romance languages. So that would be Spanish, Portuguese, or French. So countries like Brazil, countries like Cuba and Haiti and the Dominican Republic would also be considered as part of Latin America. Central America, however, are 7 specific countries that bridges North America to South America. So those are countries like Honduras, Guatemala, Belize, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama. Costa Rica would qualify as Hispanic, it would qualify as a Latin American, and it also would qualify as Central American. Latinx introduces a whole other layer of complexity because, surprise, surprise, Latinx has nothing to do with geography or culture, but that has to do with gender. So this is really around people who are non-binary or gender non-conforming of Latin descent. Some quick examples. Spain would be considered Hispanic, but it would not be considered Latin America because it does not reside geographically in the Americas. Brazil would be considered Latin American because it speaks one of the Romance languages, but it would not be considered Hispanic. I think it makes identity a little bit overly complicated, but that is not my lived reality. And so I would be very interested to hear from my Hispanic, Latin American, Central American community if these labels really matter to you in terms of how you identify, or if you just prefer to identify by the country from where you were born or where you grew up or with whom you identify culturally. Let's talk about it in the comments. And in the meantime, pura vida.